So yeah, about our paint range. Airbrush ready straight out of the bottle. So no second guessing on how to thin it. No, you don't have to worry about thinning ratios, that sort of stuff. All you got to do is just tip the bottle upside down. Make sure your cap's on, obviously. Upside down. Give it a real good shake. That way, gravity will help the heavy pigments that are settled at the bottom to mix back in. Evenly. Being an acrylic lacquer, they're a solvent-based paint, so not water-based. They're actually a solvent-based paint. So if it comes to clean up, thinning the paints if you need to, that sort of stuff, you need to use an acrylic lacquer thinner, general purpose thinner.
Yes.
The real good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, man. That's the big problem that I had when I was trying to learn, is that I couldn't thin the paint properly with the airbrush that I was using, and it was a nightmare. It was part of the reason it made me sort of shy away from doing it. But
yeah, well, that's what the whole point of our range was, is so that anyone of any skill level, doesn't matter if they're new, experienced, in between, can pick up a bottle of this, spray it, and get professional results with minimal effort.
Well, mate, if it's anything like the stuff that you send me that you do, it's, I mean, obviously I know your skill level in doing this, but the plastic kits that you send are just...
There's a couple of examples there in front of you.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, the quality, mate, is unbelievable.
Thank you. So yeah, now that we've mixed it up, I'm running one of our own branded airbrushes, which is called the Dragonair. It's a 0.3 size nozzle, which is a good all-round size for all sorts of paints. We test everything through this size in our range, so you know, we know it works.
So it's optimised to that 0.3 nozzle?
Yep. So I'm running at 15 psi, which is a good, with the type of viscosity of our, so the viscosity of our paint, it's designed to go through at a lower pressure. Using a lower pressure means you lose less paint to overspray.
Oh, of course.
So we just pour a little bit into the cup, and what we want to do first is just with an old rag, just give it a test spray to see we've got a bit of paint flow coming through. Now with a dual action airbrush, it's very simple. You push down for air, and you pull back, and as you pull back, the needle retracts inside, opens up the front of the airbrush, and the air pushes the paint through.
So that controls the flow of your paint?
Yes. So you've got full control depending on how far you pull back your nozzle. So put the cap on there.
A lot more fancy than the one I was using, dude.
Now with diecast, you so very graciously send us a heap of these blanks to use for testing. With diecast, they need to be primed with an etch primer first to help with paint adhesion. Etch primer, our branded etch primer is a clear coat sort of thing, but it has an etching acid in it. Now the etching acid will bond with the metal and create a surface on top, which is the paint, and then our next layers of paint will bond with the etch layer.
So bond onto the etch
layer. Bond, which will create a rock solid, finish to it all.
So I guess essentially it works like the real cars, doesn't it? In a sense.
Essentially, it's when you're trying to paint something in scale, you want to paint it in the same sort of fashion you would on your thing.
One-to-one.
But it's just completely scaled right down. So the amount of paint you use is a lot smaller, the equipment you're using is a lot smaller, because you're scaling everything down.
I guess that's where it comes to your pigment paints as well, as opposed to doing I know you do your metallics, but where it gets a bit hard, I suppose, and I notice this a lot of models when they're trying to colour match with metallic colours, is they become very flecky.
That's fine,
Like they become really flecky, and once they get to a certain scale, that you sort of have to dilute the amount of metallic you actually have in it, because
it's more. Also, you need to consider the size of the actual pigment itself. So the flake itself, because one, larger stuff's not going to go through the airbrush, and two, if you can get it through the airbrush in a larger scale, it's not going to look right when you think about you're taking something that's 1-to-1 and it's shrinking out to 24th scale or 64th scale. You've got to factor in the fact that the size of the pigment, of the actual physical pigment of the metallic or the colour shifting pearl,
it's going to be different.
Needs to match the scale of the car that you're doing. Otherwise, if you scale that flake size up into 1-to-1, it'd be like the size of a dinner plate.
And that's what I've noticed. And at the start, that's why I came to you originally about getting you to do some of the colour swatch matching, because everything I tried to get, especially with the metallics for the factory to do, they just couldn't get. I don't know if it was the size of the pigment for the metallics right or what it was, but they just looked like rainbow vomit.
Rolling
glitter.
Rolling glitter. So that's the thing. With our pearls and colour shifts, we factor in the size that we use is down to like a 10 to 15 micron size pigment. One, so it gets with the airbrush, and again, two, so it keeps within scope. So we'll give this one a coat.
Yep.
As I said, we've primed this with the etch primer already, so it's ready to go. When you airbrush, you want to start off the side of your piece because your initial spray might sometimes splatter and spit.
Yeah.
And you don't want that when you're doing the work.
Of course.
So you want to go off to the side, push down, pull back, and as you're pulling back for paint, move from left to right. See if I can get it on the camera. Is that it? I can't even see it.
There's the shot there, I think.
There we go. Do it there.
That's perfect.
So we go left to right, and as you get off to the edge, you let go. You return the needle to the front, and then let go of the air.
Yep.
And then again, start again, and go back the other way, and keep repeating that, back and forth, until you get a nice coverage. So you don't want to go on too heavy either.
Yes.
So I'm actually only moving not even a millimeter.
Wow.
Because I'm only sending out enough paint to start building up the coat really lightly.
Yep. Man, that's giving that such a good coat.
And the trick to it all is to do with how much pigment load we've got as well in the actual tinting colorant we've got in the paint.
Yes. Now, I know you've spoken to me a few times about pigment load, but just for everyone at home, can you explain a little bit about that for me?
So pigment load is essentially how much colorant and tint you put into it.
Yep.
To give it its color depth. So you want to offset it a little bit because of the viscosity of the paint. So essentially, to get a really thin paint, you're diluting the color.
Yep.
But to offset that, then we up the colorant and that we put into it to give it the color.
Yep.
So in that fact, if you go and just get a normal, just an everyday paint and thin it down, if you thin it down too far, you'll end up being very diluted and you won't get color coverage.
Yes.
Whereas our paints, we've got the right viscosity, but we've upped the color, so you get a lot more. You get a lot more mileage out of a bottle.
Yes.
You're able to, like for example, like this now. By the time I finish this, I'll probably not even use 1 mil of paint, because of how much actual tint and colorant we got in it.
Well, that's one thing for me that I always notice as well, is every time I've ever seen content or videos of you doing spray outs or any of the guys that customise and use your paints, is that they don't have to do crazy amounts of layers to build up the paint. Like the coverage is sensational. Like that.
So literally that, I've just barely moved in the cup.
Yeah, see, wow. I will jump up and show you. The coverage on this car is, let's see if we can get it into focus, guys. Yep, the coverage on this car is wicked, and that was in a very, very, very quick coat. This stuff is sensational quality, guys. For any of you that customize any of your Oz wheels, you want to make sure you check out Scale Model Supplies, SMS Paints. Wow.
So from there, do you want to give it a crack?
What?
I'll give it a crack? Come
Yeah,
on.
alright.
Get Randy.
Oh.
One thing to mention too, I can touch that now.
That's dry that quick?
Yeah, because
No way.
because I've only gone on a really light coat.
Yeah.
The solvents, this is the advantage of solvent-based paint, they dry very fast. So now it's not like I can scratch that.
Yes.
But I can
Get it
handle
off.
But I can handle it, so I can just I don't have to worry about putting fingerprints on it.
Yeah, see, isn't that a massive thing? Because again, the same with myself. Every time when I started, I would finish and I'd go to put it down or I'd touch it on something.
You can see there. But if I scratch with the fingernail, it's still soft underneath. So it still needs curing time.
Yep.
But to handle it, put it aside so you don't have to worry about getting fingerprints on it. It's good to go.
Mate, you basically thought of everything with this stuff. That's insane.
So have a seat.
Alright, this is going to be interesting. So, it's got to go that way, and it's got to go down
So
and back.
you want to push down. You push down. So you want to hold it like so.
Like this?
Yep. So stick the rag in front of it just to test it out. So if you push down for air, then start pulling, hold the air down and pull back.
Aha.
So you can get a feel. You can feel the needle will engage and pull back.
I thought that'd be super daunting with it coming back like that, but it's actually really, really easy and smooth. I have horrible fine motor skills, man. I get in trouble every time we play with the real ones.
So if you spray that a little bit and open it right up, can you see the difference in the spray pattern?
Massively.
So the more you pull them back, the more paint's going to flow through.
Yep.
So that way I can control how much I put on actually onto the model.
At each
which means
time.
I can get good coverage without doing a lot of work.
Yeah, well, exactly like the real car. It's like you're flowing and you're picking your flow rate of your gun. You set up, you pick your distance off the car, and then you're fanning left to right. I mean, it's the exact same process.
Yeah. So if you want to try on this last body we've got?
Oh, this is the last one. Watch me balls this up. So we start off the car, as what Scott said before. We go down and we pull back a little bit.
So you want to come in a little bit closer to it?
So we've got to come in a little bit closer.
So left to right. So the first few coats you'll notice it's not super shiny and super glossy. Because the idea is you want to build it up over 2 or 3 coats.
Yep.
Because you don't want to go on too heavy, because going on too heavy, you can see the back here,
Yeah,
a little bit too heavy.
yeah, I've gone a little bit heavy in the back. But you can see the difference.
You can see the difference, but eventually when you put a few more coats on, it'll even out and it'll look like that. So
It'll
now
look the same like that.
put another coat over top of it. You can open up a little bit more.
Wow, this is actually super simple to work with, man. Again, I am a klutz at this sort of stuff.
So now you can spin it around and do the back panel now. So you want to work around it.
Now, I'm always going left to right when I do this, or is it
You can go back and forth, left to right, back and front. That's exactly right. Yep.
See so many people shaking the thing and
Oh, I got shocking fine motor skills. That's what I was just looking at. But look how easy that is to work with,
Yeah,
man. That
simple.
blows my mind.
And then you can work around and do the other side, and then you can start doing the bonnet and roof.
Oh, we can do this. I reckon we can do this, team. I definitely reckon we can do this. That's insane, man.
You can always come back to it if it's not enough. Just go to the next section. By the time you do the next section, that section's dry, so you can come back to it.
Yep. That's what you're saying about the touch dry time. I can't get over how quick that was.
You also don't want to go on too heavy too fast, because that's when you start having issues with orange peel, cracking, and fish eyes. Fish eyes is usually contamination. You can go a little bit too fast, and it can cause issues. But if you go on that slowly with light coats,
Yep.
you'll get a nice even finish.
That's what I mean, like I'm obviously hopeless at this, and just so everyone's aware, this is the first time that I've actually ever done this. So, man-handing.
people standing around watching you do a bloody good job.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Now, another trick too is you've got to go the other way. So now you've done one coat, you've got the stripes.
Yep.
You can actually turn it around.
And then
this
go
way,
long ways.
You crisscross, and then it gets rid of that pattern.
And then I can go off to the side a little bit. So this is definitely a slow and steady wins the race kind of job.
as you get more experience, it becomes faster. But as a first time, you're doing absolutely excellent.
Oh yeah.
So you missed a little bit there. So
I
you
did.
Can just go over that.
That's again another thing that I noticed is if you are a little bit all over the shop with your spraying on these guys, it's really, really easy to fix it back up again. Like really, really, really easy to fix it back up again. The way that that blends is insane.
Yeah.
Super, super simple. Golly. Now I see why Adrian said he'd come in to buy one of these off you. He's been hitting me up to do crazy custom spray outs for the office. See, look at that. That's insane.
You've seen some of the ones I've sent up to you. It's
Oh, no, this paint is insane, dude.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
It blows my mind. Like,
Yeah, I like purple on there.
That's
crazy,
You've done a pretty
dude.
good job on that. Full even coat off. And
there you go. I customised my first Oz wheels.
we've got some more to do, yeah. I'll do a clean up of the airbrush and then I'll do some.
Get out of your way.